Hi everybody, this is ES Mangena and welcome back to my channel. And today I am doing this amazing girl, and the nice thing or the amazing thing is that she is my cousin's wife, and this is her first time getting her makeup done ever. You know, one of those virgin faces. She is that virgin face. I mean, just look at her eyebrows. I don't think she'd ever twist them before I did today. Why am I sounding like I can sing alto tenor or something? I'm feeling so horsey. But anyway, I hope it's good on your ears. So what I had to do obviously was to make sure that the eyebrows I trimmed and well maintained, because oh my god, these eyebrows, they were so big, they were so thick, there was absolutely nothing I was gonna do. And I had to reassure her in the process that relax, I'm gonna make sure that your eyebrows look like you do not need to do your eyebrows each and every morning. You can literally just wake up and go to work and you'll be fine. So I had to use a razor because she really felt like the tweezer was gonna be a little bit pinching and she was not used to the feeling. So that's why I went in with a razor, and I mean, just look at that. It literally made my brows easy to do. And I went in. This is the technique I really love to use lately. I think I'm such a messy process kind of makeup artist. Like when I start the process, you're like, what's going on? You can literally get scared if you're watching on your on the mirror, but hey, trust the process. So I apply the concealer just to actually soften out the texture of the eyebrows so that they can have that fluffy finish when I'm done. And I'm going in with my Essence eyebrow pencil. Guys, this eyebrow pencil is very affordable. I've used it for so many years and I feel like I don't need to change it. Like, I love it. It just does the work. It's in the shade 02, dark brown 02, and it fits almost any kind of skin tone. It will work out perfectly. So I'm just following just right at the edge of the eyebrows where I finished tweezing and just creating an arch or creating an effect that will create that lifted face. And I'm just filling it in with the eyebrows. And when I'm done doing that, I'm going to take my concealer. And on this video, I actually use the Nubian concealer, the shade 043 if I'm not mistaken, but I think it's the 043, to use it to line up my eyebrow. I want you to pay attention on how I am holding the brush doing this process. This will quicken the way you do your eyebrows and resolve it to ensure that your eyebrow line is straight, is sharp, unlike when the eyebrow a brush is facing on the upward direction. I hope you can see what I mean. I realized that she had long eyebrows, so I had to kind of like trim them up again with the scissors because I felt like they were overlapping to where I wanted the eyebrow to end, so that the eyebrow is not too thick. And as well, when I'm doing that, in the angle that I'm using to do this eyebrow, you can see it's already blending out to the face, so that when I apply my eyeshadow, my foundation, there is not that halo effect or that line, that line that you cannot blend. So I'm trying to avoid that. Now I'm basing my eyelid for the eyeshadow, and I used the P. Louise concealer in the shade Blank Canvas. I'm going to leave these products on the description box and their links so that you're able to just get them if you want. So this concealer is a little bit thick. It literally dries up quickly, and it has the right pigmentation or the right base for an eyeshadow, especially if you're going to go with something brighter. And I am going to go in with my yellow transition. I think by now you know that yellow and oranges are my favorite transition colors. And guys, at this point I actually wasn't sure of the eyeshadow that I was going to do. I was like, this is the first time doing makeup. Do you want to keep it really natural, just for her to be comfortable, or I really want to do something that is very outstanding, so that she can experience the works from the girl. Imagine it, because obviously you're getting your makeup done by a pro. So I was really not sure, honestly. So I went in with the yellow and I followed in with like a more of a burnt orange to brown kind of shade. And these are coming from the Juvia's palette that I was using. I used the Zulu palette too and the Sub-Saharan palette for this shade. And I focus on the crease. My first transition shade always goes on the crease of the eye, and it's blends out to the almost the eyebrow bone. And I followed in with my shade, which is the burnt orange, or looks like a brown, to also on the crease of the eye, but slightly lower than the yellow. And now I'm going in with the dark brown, like the darkest brown that I could have. You could go in with the black, but I didn't want the eye to be really so much heavy, so I wanted to keep it on the deep brown. This is like a very deep brown. It's almost on the black, but it's a brown, and also it's from the Juvia's palette, and I'm focusing on the crease. So when I'm applying the eyeshadow, I make sure that I pick it first before I blend it out, so that I do not compromise on the consistency and the pigmentation of the color of the eyeshadow. And then now I'm cutting my crease, and I'm using the Pillow Wiz concealer in the shade Black Canvas to do this. Honestly, I tell you, when she was doing this, she was shaking. Like, you could tell that she's wondering what's happening to her eye, her face, because all this was first time experience. And when you're cutting the crease, you have to look for the crease of the eye. What I mean by that, look for the eyeball, where the eyeball ends, and that's where you're going to try to target to cut your crease to create such an even on open eye of the eyeshadow. And guys, I always say this, you have to understand why you're doing what you're doing. You will know what product to use, what tool to use, and where to apply it. Guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I skipped the other parts, not because I wanted to. In the process, the electricity went, and I feel like I'm always talking about load shedding. I think I have to accept that it's part of our reality for now. I'm not going to speak it for the entire life. And also, my phone died, so I had to change my phone. So what I did, let me just quickly explain, is that all the colors that I had applied on the top for transitioning is the same colors that I applied from the inner part of the eye. I went in with the brown, with that burnt brown orange kind of, going into a more off-white kind of eyeshadow on the inner part of the eye. I hope I'm going to do this look again so that you actually see it and you can see that process, but I'm sure you can see. So I went in with the eyelashes. This was the first time she had eyelashes on. She was laughing the whole entire time. She could not believe how she looked like. But funny enough, she loved it. I thought she was going to get so overwhelmed. She enjoyed it. She was not teary. Her eyes were not turning red, which is absolutely what you want as a makeup artist, especially of someone who is doing their makeup for the first time. I know this process looks very messy and quick because she was moving a lot, because she was asking a lot of questions. I was applying the moisturizer, and I used Embryolisse, and I also applied the primer. I think it was off camera at this point, and I went in with the foundation. So with my foundation, if I'm doing someone who's light, I always try to use the light concealer. If you see, I try to apply it almost on the cheekbone of the eye and blend it out. Guys, just trust the process. Relax. You're going to see where this is going to end out. And I blended, and when I was blending in, I blended it in with the Kryolan. I think I was using D13 just to blend it in. Guys, Kryolan is my fighter. Like, I use different foundations. The foundation I used here was Think Huda Beauty in the shade baklava, and I blended it out with the D13 from Kryolan. Now I am contouring and highlighting. Guys, I didn't realize that my contouring concealer had run out, so I actually used the Kryolan D16 foundation to contour. I'm like, you know what, girl, is gonna improvise and make it work. And I'm focusing in on the areas that I really want them to tone out. And she was looking at herself now, just like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, what's going on? I'm like, girl, I know, like, my process is so messy, and it can come out in a way that you're thinking, really izophelela phi le nto. And I'm like, relax. I am ES Mangena. I'm just kidding. But I'm like, you know what? I know what I'm doing. You're going to be fine. I was just talking here throughout the process because I felt like I was really going out for that glammed look, that contour, that highlight, So I'm blending it out using the foundation. And because she is almost like a 5-year-old like me, I made sure that the contour goes a little bit lower, and also on the cheekbones as well. I just made sure that you blend out. What I'm going to tell you is this one, guys. If you know that your blending skills are not so much out there, the colors or the shades that you're going to pin for your highlight and contour. For highlight, make sure you just pick one shade lighter than the person, and for the contour, just make sure maybe it's a little one shade darker, so that it's easy for your contouring process or for your blending process, so that you do not struggle. Because you must blend it out. We must never see where color starts and where color ends. Everything must be flawlessly blended. So I went in with my liquid blush. I forgot where this liquid blush is from, but I'm gonna write it on the description box. And now I am baking. I need to make sure that highlight and contour also stands out. So the baking always helps me to make sure that process is perfect. And I'm using the powder from Kryolan in the shade TL4. This powder, guys, fits the foundation perfectly. It blended out the foundation perfectly. At this point, I think she could see where the look is now going. She's no longer scared, she's more relaxed. And I went in with my black liner under the eye. Oh, she struggled with that one. Guys, all of us struggle with that under eye eyeliner. But I think it worked out perfectly. Because you can see her eyes are not red. Like, she was taking it like a pro. You would say she had done her makeup so many times. So I still set my powder, and I'm gonna get into blending it out a while later. So this is my technique that I use to make sure that the makeup lasts longer. What I do, I kind of like set in the powder, kind of like laying it up a few times before I blend it out, to make sure that it absorbs any kind of excess oil from the products, or especially if the person is dry skin. So oily skin. Someone has got oily skin, I make sure that this process is longer, more than when someone has got dry skin. Dry skin, I actually do not even bake the client any long, because it's going to make them dry. Guys, look at this highlight. It's blinding the devil himself. This highlighter from, I think it's called Hey Guy. It's absolutely amazing. Don't worry about the products. I'm literally gonna share out these products right on the description box, so that you can also check them out. So this highlighter, I made sure that it lifts up the face, or the light is going to bounce directly on those areas, and it's just gonna look like smashed. At this time, guys, she's having a good time. Like, Sega relax. She is seeing herself like, oh my god, I like the line that you did in my eyes. I'm like, girl, that's called a cut crease. So I'm going in with the blushes to blend out and even out, especially my liquid liner. Oh, this one was tough. She could not even bear it at all. But I really tried my best. I did it in stages. I'll do, and when I feel like she's feeling uncomfortable, I'll stop and I do it again, like that. I feel like this camera is not doing justice, to how this look really was looking like live. So I made sure that the beauty spot comes out. Look at the girl. Guys, let's not forget, there's no lighting. This is natural light. Just look at like that. Fine girl. Fine girl, no filter. Look at the international slay mama, Royal Highness. Igwe, the president herself. She loved your look. I really loved it. I hope, guys, you try out this look. If any have suggested looks, please leave them in the comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you.